everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am Hannah. I do videos here on YouTube. I'm more active on my Instagram, so do feel free to check me out on my Instagram. So as you guys can see from today's title, it's going to be more of a talkative one because I feel sometimes it's nice to give you my opinion on things. So today's video, as you can see from the title, is going to be around Revolution or Makeup Revolution and Revolution Pro base products. We'll say before anything, a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored. Makeup Revolution do not know that I'm doing this video. They have not asked me. So I thought I would lay out all the foundations. I have all the foundations, and from what I know, I have all the concealers. I'm going to give you like my personal mini review, but sort of just show you guys what I would advise you to get if you're new to Makeup Revolution, or if you're if you're a lot older, or if you're younger and you're getting into makeup. I thought, why don't I show you my tips or what foundation would be right for you. Don't get me wrong, you can get all of them as I did. I've got the concealers, I've got the Conceal and Define Concealer, the Revolution Pro Concealer, the Fast Base Concealer, and all 4 of the foundations. So I'm going to give you the coverage of each, the type of finish, the longevity, any problems that have come up from other people using it that I found, any questions that people have had, would I recommend, or what I'd recommend for certain skin types, etc. So if you are interested, just to give tips and tricks, then just keep watching. So they did originally first come out with the infamous Conceal and Define Concealer. So this is what the packaging looks like for the supersized version. Now they did recently, with the Conceal and Define foundation, come out with a supersized version. The supersized version has 13 grams of product, retailing for I think £7. And yes, so this is the supersized version. You get 13 grams of product. I think in the original, which is the really small one, it has either 4 or 3 grams and retails for £4. So you are getting a lot. I would say there was a couple of, not issues, but I think people wanted more because it was such a great concealer. People were finishing the original really small concealer very quickly. I myself I have gone through, I think overall, it sounds ridiculous, I think I've gone through 10 Conceal and Defines, the small ones. This is my first supersized concealer, so this is lasting me. So I am very happy with it. I have got it underneath my eyes today. As you guys know, I'm going to put in the cards or in the description my review on this concealer. So if you haven't seen it already, then please feel free to just click in the description. I think I have a review on all of these except from the Revolution Pro full coverage and the Fast Base Concealer. If you'd like to see a review on the Fast Base Concealer, please feel free to just comment in the comment box. So yeah, this concealer is full coverage. From what I know, people have said it dries down very quickly. I haven't found that myself. I found this is like with Revolution's concealers, I found that they're great for carving out the brows. This is the perfect base, like eyeshadow base. Now I do pops of colour, I do quite intense makeup looks, and I have found that the Conceal and Define Concealer is perfect for your base. Obviously some people use the P. Louise base and other bases and the MAC base and so forth. However, the cheapest alternative that I would give you, and the best coverage and the best base for your eyeshadow, is the Conceal and Define Concealer. Now this does retail for £7 or £4 depending on what size you get. You can get this in Superdrug, Revolution Beauty's website, or Shop Revolution Beauty, and you can get it in places like Ulta and that in the USA. So just check where your location is and you should be sure to buy that from there. They also are now, for Europe, they are stocking in Beauty Bay. Thank God, because Beauty Bay shipping is brilliant. So I'll be able to stock up on a lot of other products such as eyeshadow palettes and so forth. I would say I would 100% recommend this. I think most people would have tried this anyway. From what I know, this comes in 25 shades so far. I think they might be expanding the range, and they do have like 0, 0.5, 1, etc. So I would, out of everything here, like rate this 10 out of 10. I think there's no issues with it with me. I use it for my eyebrows to carve my eyebrows out. I use it for underneath my eyes. I use it to spot conceal, especially on a natural day where I don't want to wear any makeup other than concealer. I can just use this over God knows how many places and it will do the job. This is one of the best concealers I've ever tried, and I'm not saying that because I absolutely love Makeup Revolution. When I found they did come out of a concealer, you will see my reaction from my previous, from the review of this concealer. What I will say is I think this concealer is great for all skin types: dry, oily, normal to combination. So it is fit for all. Now next is their first ever foundation that they've come out with, a Fast Base Stick Foundation. Now I have been using mine. I think this is my second one. I've only got a little bit left. I think this is my second one. I do really like this foundation. I do also have a review on this, so either be in the cards or it will definitely be in the description. Now this I also got in F5. This is my general shade. In the Revolution Pro ones, I did get F8 because I thought maybe I could go a shade deeper, but I'm technically in F5. So now this claims to give you a dewy finish. Now I actually think it gives you a natural to dewy. It's sort of like a glowish sort of skin, like very, very natural. Now originally I think I don't like, obviously I might be getting this wrong, I'm no professional. I think originally they were going to say it was more of a natural coverage, more just like skin-like coverage. This is full coverage. I think all of their foundations, the 4 foundations that they have, they are all full coverage. Now you can, with a lot of them, like adjust the coverage, so you can put a little bit. For example, you don't have to put a lot of the stick, and you need to put a little bit, and it will give you a sort of a light to medium coverage. If you put how much I put on, you're going to get full coverage. Now these products are cruelty free and vegan. This retails for £5. Doesn't say the amount of product that you get. It is not that much, however it's only £5, so you can afford to stock up when you need to. This retails for £5. It does have 18 shades. I think this, I would say, to be personally honest with you, I think this is good for any skin type. Especially in the winter, I can get really, really dry skin. Even throughout the summer, sometimes my skin can change. This is very, very good when you have blemishes. It just gives a really, really beautiful finish. Like I think this shade F5 has a beautiful undertone. I'm more of a neutral, I'm an NC25. However, this just sits beautifully on my skin. It blends quickly, as it says it's a fast-paced foundation. If you're more not into actually doing loads of makeup and you just want a bit of coverage and you just want to quickly put a bit of foundation on, you want to like spot conceal or something like that, this foundation would be 100% for you. Also, it's £5, so you can't really go wrong. I don't have any cons to say about this. First of all, when I first tried it, I was in love. Then I was like, oh, is it going to be okay for my skin? But just because I was hormonal at the time, my skin was changing and so forth. So, but I do really, really love this foundation. As you can see, it has been used a lot. That's the furthest it goes up. There's not much left. This is my second one. So yes, it is very like creamy and a little bit oily. However, when it sits on the skin, it gives a beautiful natural finish. So you have dry skin, it'll give you very natural finish. It's not mattifying at all. If you've got oily skin, I think this would be good for oily skin. However, I would just ask you maybe to just mattify your pores with a primer or something, but yeah, you can't really go wrong with this either. Now next I'm going to talk about their Revolution Pro range, which is more of their like for makeup artists and things like that. They came out with their new Revolution Pro. Now they came out with 2 new foundations. One was the Camouflage foundation and one was the Drop foundation. Have a variety throughout. You have a tube, a liquid one. You also have like the Conceal and Define, which is more of like a concealer-ish sort of consistency, a little bit thicker. The Camouflage foundation is sort of like a normal everyday textured foundation. You have the stick foundation and the drop foundation, so you are getting variety. I think they work for different tone skin types. So I am going to go into the Revolution Pro Camouflage foundation. This is the full coverage Camouflage foundation. Now this is full coverage. I've personally grown to love this. Like, I love all of them, but I've personally grown to love this. At first I just thought this was an everyday foundation, but you know what, I love that it's an everyday foundation. This is nearly finished as well, like it's really nearly finished. I absolutely love this. This is in shade F8. I'm not going to give you swatches because I don't want it to confuse you, because I've got 2 different shades, F8 and F5. However, if you want to see my reviews on these, they will all be in the description where I've shown you swatches and so forth. So this foundation is highly pigmented. Highly pigmented. I think it has 18 shades, which is very, very good. I think with the finish, it's more of a natural, like there's no mattifying to it, it's not matte, it's not dewy, it's just normal, it's just very, very natural. Like with the stick foundation that claimed to be more dewy, it does have that little bit of glow, but this is more of a natural foundation than to the stick. The stick has a little bit more of a glow to your skin, however, like more of a youthful, fresh glow. However, this is just very, very natural, very, very everyday skin. Now, obviously my face right now, because I've got highlighter on, it looks a little bit more like vibrant, but I am wearing the Conceal and Define foundation and it's matter. It's more natural to matte, but it is more of a matte foundation. This would give sort of like a little plump and a glow. I would say I would direct this more to people that like to wear foundation, like they like to feel the heavy coverage. This is not heavy on your skin, don't get me wrong, none of them are. None of them are heavy at all. Now, this just feels beautiful on the skin. It blends beautifully. There's no issues with powders or anything. I would say direct this to more skin that can handle heavier products. Not because it's heavy on your skin, it's just because it's full of coverage. If you have acne and blemishes or problematic skin, this is perfect for you. I think out of all of them, this claims to be the most full coverage one. However, I think they're all very similar, but you can build all of these foundations. They are good at building. So, ooh, clumsy. This retails for £7. You get 25ml product, so not your usual. However, a little goes a long way with this foundation. I don't have anything like bad to say about it. I think they're all very similar in coverage. I do think this, when you build it, like, it's very full coverage, like it's very intense, but I do really enjoy this foundation. I think you have normal, if you have dry skin, I don't know how this would act on you. I think when I've had dry little patches, it may have clung to it a little bit. So if you've got more dry skin, you might want to hydrate. However, this doesn't show what type of finish it gives off, except from having a natural finish. This does have castor oil in it, so it is a little bit hydrating or more plumping, so yes. Next, onto the Revolution Pro Camouflage Concealer. So this is the mini version to the foundation. Now, this is finished. I've lost the lid. I know it's disgusting. I'm sorry. I have lost the lid. This retails for, it might be around £5 or £6. I'm not too sure. I really like this concealer. When I first got it, I was scared because when I was squeezing it out of the tube onto my hand, it was thick AF. Like, it was thick AF, but I think at the time I wasn't that experienced into concealers and makeups and things like that. So I was, but I was just shocked that I'm not used to different consistencies. I normally like, because the consistency between the Conceal and Define and this is completely different. They are completely different. This is very thick, however, and very oily. This has like an oily texture to it. However, when I tell you this is full coverage, it's scary how full coverage it is. This is more of a natural full coverage, like you could go out with this. I can't wear this under my eyes. It's not a bad thing, just it's super full coverage. I think this is so underrated. I use this for my, this is, out of everything here, this is the best eyeshadow base. This is the best eyeshadow. I think this must be a dupe for the P. Louise, or the P. Louise must be a dupe for this or something like that. This has to be a dupe for something. It's like perfect tackiness, not like sticky, but perfect tackiness where eyeshadow is just gonna pop. Now, I can't use mine anymore because mine's finished practically, so I'm planning on to get a new one when I make an order. But what I will say is just, it's beautiful to conceal your brows, blemishes. This is perfect for. This I got in F8 and I got in this C5. This more has a pinkier tone, so I don't know about that, but I would say if you have more wrinkles, you're older than my generation. I'm 18. If you're older than me, I might want to stick away from like not go near this for under the eyes, but everywhere else, eyebrows. If you're into shadows and you need a new base, this is a beautiful base product. To conceal certain bits, this is brilliant. I think if you used to be a makeup artist like this is Revolution Pro, this would be very good for your kit because it's full coverage. It is full. You could probably use this as a foundation if you want to just put a light little foundation layer and you don't want to layer it on like I do. You're not used to that heavy feeling, like definitely with my under eyes, I get really dry creased under eyes, so this tends to crease a little bit, but it's not like because it's a bad concealer, it's just because it's thick and it's heavy. Next we have the, mine's dirty. Next we have the Revolution Pro foundation drops. These are practically finished as well. Literally all of this is finished. I need to get a complete new like Makeup Revolution set. This is the Revolution Pro foundation drops. This is also in the shade F8. So the Revolution Pro section I got F8. In the normal foundations I got F5. I just wanted to experiment with the shades. I'm definitely in F5. However, these shades, the F8, do work. This is a beautiful foundation. This is so nice. Like, I don't know if you've not tried the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. That's really nice, but this is beautiful. Like, I think this was something I'd honestly wear for my wedding. I'm not getting married yet. Really highlights the beautiful features of your skin. This is very natural, I personally think. It claims to be breathable, remember that, and it really is. Like, I can go out one day and wear this and I'm just like, yes. People will say to me, Hannah, your skin looks beautiful. What foundation are you using? this one. I think this is so underhyped. Like these two, the Revolution Pro Conceal, both of their foundations are really underhyped. I don't understand why. Like people don't talk about them. People either talk about the Conceal and Define and the Fast Base. Like you need to be talking about this. I would, out of all of them, get this one. Like this one is really, really nice. People ask me when I done my reviews on both of these, they were like, which one would you go for? If you're looking for heavy duty coverage, I would say go for this one. But if you're looking more of a beautiful full coverage where it just looks so elegant and nice, like silky, then this one. This claims for apparently to be like a natural to medium coverage, like buildable. Obviously I think you probably could get a natural because it's drops, but they're not like liquidy where they're going to fall off your face. They are a little bit thicker than the Total Control drops by NYX, but this is just beautiful. I think this would be good for any like skin type, oily, dry. I think this would be quite moisturizer for dry skin. I don't know what the ingredients are. Methyl paraben, propyl paraben, glycerol. Yeah, I know all these ingredients. These ingredients look very, very familiar to me. This also has less product. So this has 18 milliliters of product. So you are getting less. That's why mine's probably finished quite quickly. However, I think you don't need a lot. Like you don't need a lot. I think if you're looking for a medium like this, I think out of all of these foundations, you're going to get the lightest coverage with this, but it's very, very good to build up. Like you could build this up. Ooh, nearly dropped that. The next product is the new Fast Base Concealer. Now, I've lost the lid again. I don't know what goes on with me, but I lose lids. This is the Fast Base Concealer in C5. It says it's a lightweight buildable coverage to conceal dark circles and imperfections. This conceals like my dark circles so well. It's not the fullest of coverages out of all of them, however you can build it. It's got a lovely like texture, and I do like this. However, I'm worried it's going to be unhygienic now that I haven't got a lid. What I love, let me just say this before I continue. What I love about Revolution's products, for example, with the foundation stick and with the concealer, they're so versatile and like diverse, meaning the foundation sticks, you can get them in multiple shades. You can get a bronzing one, a contour one, a concealer one, a foundation one. In the concealer you can get a conceal and define, so you can actually define your contour and use a darker shade. In the Fast Base Concealer, I got this in C5 and C13, one for contouring and one for concealing. It's really good. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't hyped about this. I don't know why. At the time I was just like, yeah, and then I got it, I was like, oh yeah, like this is pretty good. I think if you like a more liquidy, less of a coverage, more natural coverage, you might want to go for this one. I think this retails for £5, but yeah, I think it doesn't crease under the eyes. I think if you've got a lot of creases, this is very, very nice. And my mum even uses the Conceal and Define, and she's in her 50s. She doesn't crease on her like the Conceal and Define, and she has used the Fast Base Concealer. I've tried that on her once to conceal her dark circles because she was tired, bless her. And this worked really, really nice on her. Really, really nice on her. Really, really nice on her. How many times have I got to say that? So yeah, it twists up at the bottom. You get a lot of product. I think I've nearly finished mine, but you can't actually see how much product's in there. Now the last product that I'm going to mention is their newest one. Now this one, I think out of all of them, has got the most controversy, I think recently in the upcoming days, so I'm going to highlight on that. That's not my opinion. The last product I'm going to speak about, which I have on my skin right now, and I just think my skin looks really, really good, like really, really good. I have loads of blemishes everywhere, but you cannot see them. Well, you might, but it's the new Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. Now, this is a heavy one. This is the most expensive one out of all of them. This retails for £9. This is the really, really nice foundation. Now, this one is the only one I think claims a type of finish. Now, they do claim dewy and whatnot. I think this is the only matte one. This claims to be a demi-matte finish. Now, a lot of people, I will just quickly say, have said that it leaves around their lip area, it starts to flake. As you can see, there is no flaking on me. This is my skin. There is no, I primed my pore area. However, there's no flakiness, there's no dryness. The effortless coverage, like it's beautiful. Like it just gives such a filtered effect. The powders sit beautifully with this foundation. This highlighter is the Morphe High Impact Extra Highlighter. And this is really powdery. However, on this foundation, it's not. This foundation is gorgeous. Now, I don't know, I can't pick which is my favourite, so I'm not here to say, oh, this one's my favourite, but I really do like this foundation. I think it's a little bit thicker in consistency in terms of it's a little bit drier. I know that sounds a little bit weird because it's liquid, but it's a dry liquid in a sense. I don't know what to say. I will say to the, if any of the Revolution team are watching, the only improvement I would say is not with the consistency, it's the doe foot. The doe foot's really hard. Like, I know if it was like softer, it would soak up product. However, I just feel it's a little bit like rock hard where I'm not getting a lot of product on the actual doe foot and I can't actually rub it on my face. So that's the only improvement I would give, but there's nothing to do with the, there's no inconsistency with the product. The foundation is really, really nice. As you can see from the, if you guys have already purchased it or you're looking to, I would say go and look at their campaign because this is ageless. Sexless is for both male and female. This is for all ages. In their campaign, there was elderly people, elderly men and women, young men and women, young girls and boys, so it's for everyone. There's not like, this foundation isn't, I think for all of them, I think they're all just unisex and ageless and so forth. As you know, they're cruelty free and vegan already. So I would say for people I've found, some people are 50-50 on it. I'm not, I'm like, yeah, I'm all for it. Some people are 50-50 on this foundation. Some people feel it does the flakiness, like I've just said. I think this is very, very good for oily skin people. I would say more towards those. I think natural combination oily, this would be good for. I think if you have extremely dry skin, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. I wouldn't know because I'm not a professional, but I would say I don't know. You could try it, but heavily moisturized. But at the same time, it's like, I'm gonna say this honestly, they're so affordable. Like, none of their products are above £10. Like, this is the most expensive one, which is £9. You can afford, like, if you can afford to spend, like I can afford to spend £9 and get the foundation, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's not like I've bought a £50 YSL foundation. It just doesn't work for me. I'm gonna be gutted because that's £50 down the drain. This is £7, £5. If this doesn't work for you, it's a £5. Like, it's literally a £5, like, for this quality and for the product and for everything in this foundations and the concealers. It's so affordable. Like, this is £7 or the smaller one's £4 and you get so much quality. Even though it might not be the greatest quantity, you get so much quality. So that's my wrap up of my opinions on the products itself. If you have any more, like, more direct questions, then please feel free to just comment in the comment section. I will definitely get back to you. If you need more of advice or how to work with the product or product's not working for you, DM me on Instagram at hstluce. DM me on Instagram. My Instagram's going to be in the description, please, because I'm very, very, very active on there. Like, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you want more reviews on, like, my tips and what I recommend for your skin type and so forth, then please feel free to just, like, let me know in the description box. What? Let me know in the comment section. I do love you all. As I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to just comment down below. I love all of you. I hope you guys have a lovely day or lovely evening or wherever you are. And I shall see you in my next video. Bye.